I want to say something about Senator Pacquiao. If we had more lawyers like Attorney Pacquiao, this country will be a lot better.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We shall now have Senator De Lima for your 10 minutes. Thank you, Senator Pacquiao. Very prescient.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Meron lang ho akong mga ilan na mga ipapaklarify po sa inyo. So, pwede mo bang kumpirmahin yung sinabi ko po kanina na meron kayong pinakiusapan na tao para makontak ako bago kayo nag-ano dito? Di ho ba?
Oo, ma'am. Opo, ma'am.
Okay. Tapos, pwede ho bang pakikumpirma rin na pinuntahan kita sa safe house mo nung September 2?
Opo, ma'am.
And then, nung sa September 2, sa safe house na yan, in-interview po kita.
Opo, ma'am.
Doon ba sa pag-interview ko po sa inyo, tinuruan ko ho ba yung mga isasagot mo?
Wala, ma'am. Wala.
Excuse me, ma'am. Just to clarify, ano raw hong year kayo nakita? This year? Last year?
September 2, ngayong taon?
Ngayon taon, sir.
September 2, kamakailan lang.
Oo.
September 2?
Yes, September 2,
September
2016. Pwede mo rin bang pakikumpirmahin na nung September 2, yun lamang yung pangalawang beses po kita nakita at nakausap?
Opo, ma'am. Yung pumero, ma'am, yung doon sa DOJ.
Okay. Na
Isang
nung
beses lang, ma'am.
isang beses. Nung dumulog,
Anong taon yon?
15.
2015 ba o 2014?
Parang ganyan, ma'am. Oo.
Ano yung ganyan?
Basta, hindi ko masusure yung pagkita na namin, 14.
Nakita mo si Senator De Lima, hindi mo maalala kung anong taon? Ang dami yung sinabi ni Senator Pacquiao.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
kaya ko tinatanong ko kasi ako po mismo, hindi rin po ako sigurado if it was 2014 or 2015. Sa dami po ng mga nakakausap ko dati, I could not remember really. Sa aking palagay lang po, o sa aking pagkakaalala, it's either late part of 2014 o early part of 2015. Kaya linilinaw ko rin po sa inyo, mukhang hindi rin po kayo sigurado kung kailan talaga po kayo unang dumulog. Because I have not checked the records of the WPP at this point. Kung kailan talaga siya nag-walk in, pero ang pinapa-confirm ko po sa inyo na nag-meet po tayo noon nung una kayong dumulog sa WPP.
Opo, ma'am.
Okay. Nag-usap po tayo ng konti.
Oh, madali lang, ma'am. Madali lang.
Madali lang.
Oo.
Although sa pag-usap natin ng konti noon, nabanggit mo nga na meron kang marami kang alam tungkol sa DDS dahil dati kang DDS hitman.
Opo, ma'am.
Di ba? So, pangalawa lang tayo nagkita nung September 2, ngayong taon, nung pinuntahan na ako, nung inutusan mo, nakausapin ako dahil gusto mo rin akong makausap.
Opo, ma'am.
September 2 yon.
Opo, ma'am.
In-interview po kita.
Opo, ma'am.
Pero diniktahan ho ba kita kung anong mga sasabihin mo dito o kung kailan, ngayon o saan? Meron ho ba ako sa iyo mga dinikta na mga detalye?
Wala, ma'am. Wala, ma'am.
Okay. Now, dun naman po at sinabi niyo rin po nung last hearing na umalis nga po kayo ng WPP bago niyo ako pinapuntahan, di ho ba?
Oo, ma'am.
Nung August 29, tapos September 2 tayo, nagkita talaga.
Opo, ma'am.
So, kailan kayo umalis ng WPP? Bago o pagkatapos ng eleksyon?
Hindi pa natapos ang eleksyon, ma'am.
Umalis na kayo ng WPP?
Opo, ma'am.
Malayo pa ba yung eleksyon noon o malapit na yung eleksyon?
Malapit na, ma'am.
Bakit po kayo umalis? Ang pag-alis niyo ho ba kusa
Kusa akong lumabas, ma'am.
ng WPP?
Ng WPP, ma'am.
Bakit po kayo lumabas ng kusa sa WPP?
Kasi natatakot na ako, ma'am. Baka nila ako bunutin doon. Baka ako
Bakit
patayin
ka
na, ma'am.
natatakot?
Baka ako patayin, ma'am.
Bakit nga po? Bakit kailangan mong umalis nung malapit na yung eleksyon?
Alam ko naman nga mananalo si Duterte, ma'am. Kaya kailangan ko na magpakalayo-layo, ma'am.
Okay. Now, sinabi niyo rin po sa akin nung in-interview na kita nung September 2, hindi lang ako masyadong sigurado kung nasabi mo rin yan dito nung last hearing, na pag-alis mo ng kusa sa WPP, nagpalipat-lipat ka na.
Opo, ma'am.
Ibig sabihin, meron sa'yo mga nagkup-kup. Palipat-lipat po kayo pagkatapos nung pag-alis nyo ng WPP. Di ho ba?
Opo, ma'am.
Kung tatanungin ko po ikaw ngayon, kung pwede mong sabihin sa amin o isiwalat sa amin kung sino yung mga tao na yan na mga nagkup-kup sa'yo mula nung umalis kayo ng WPP, masasabi mo ba sa amin?
Hindi ko lang isasabi, ma'am, dahil yung buhay nila, ma'am.
Bakit? So ayaw mo. Kung pilitin po kayo ngayon ng committee, pasabi sa inyo,
Hindi talaga ako, ma'am. Kasi tinulungan nila ako. Kung ikaw naman, ma'am, ikaw ang nagtulong sa akin. Ikaw naman ang ituturo ko, ma'am. So, ano mangyayari sa buhay mo?
ulitin lang ho natin. So paiba-iba yung mga kumukup sa'yo, hindi lang isang tao.
Opo, ma'am.
Paiba-iba. Hanggang sa inutusan mo nga na ikontakin ako dahil gusto mo nga ako na makausap. Ganun
Opo,
ba yun?
Opo, ma'am.
Balik naman po tayo dun sa mga...
Excuse me, I just want to clarify. Kinontak mo yung kaibigan mo para kontakin si Senator De Lima. Tama ba yan?
Opo, sir.
Hindi ka tinawagan ng kaibigan mo
Hindi,
para
sir.
kontakin si Senator De Lima.
Hindi, sir. Hindi.
Ikaw ang kumontak. Akala ka ba sabi mo nung nakaraang hearing wala kang cellphone?
Ay,
Wala akong cellphone yun, sir.
Paano mo nakontak?
Yung asawa ko ang may cellphone, sir. Hindi man ako marunong, sir. Hindi nga ako marunong ako mag-text. Kaya wala akong cellphone, sir. Yung asawa ko talaga ang humahawak ng cellphone, sir.
Hindi ka marunong gumamit ng cellphone?
Hindi, sir. Hindi marunong. Tinuturuan
Marunong
ako.
kang bumaril ng 45? Hindi ka marunong gumamit ng cellphone?
Hindi, sir. Hindi talaga, sir.
Paano ka nakokontak ng mga kasama mo, yung pinupuntahan mo? Sa asawa mo rin?
Asawa ko, sir. Yung cellphone.
Tinutulungan na kita para malinaw ang storya.
Yung asawa ko, sir.
Asawa mo. Sige. Ang dami sinabi mo kasi importante yung tinatanong ko sa'yo.
Opo, sir.
yung sinabi niyo pong asawa ho ba talaga? Legal ho ba kayong kasal?
Hindi. Live-in partner ko lang, ma'am.
Live-in partner. Siguro naman ayaw mo na munang sabihin kung sino yung live-in partner mo ngayon?
Hindi, sir. Hindi, ma'am. Kaya wala man yung alam.
Original na asawa?
Meron, sir. Nagkahiwalay kami.
Kailan kayo naghiwalay?
Basta yung panagsama namin, sir.
Naghiwalay ba kayo dahil sa ginagawa mong trabaho?
Hindi pa, sir. Hindi pa, sir.
Alam ba nung asawa mo na ginagawa mo yan?
Hindi, sir. Hindi.
Itong live-in partner mo, alam niya yung ginagawa mo?
Hindi, sir. Hindi.
Na pumapatay ka ng tao?
Hindi, sir. Dito na nalaman niya yung pagpunta ko sa NBI, sir.
Merong in-between yung nagre-relay, di ba?
Pakilinaw po.
Mr. Chairman.
Pakilinaw.
Edgar, sabi mo, hindi ka marunong gumamit ng cellphone. Lahat ng contact ng mga kasamahan mo sa DDS, sabi mo, dumadaan sa asawa mo. Pero sabi mo, hindi naman alam ng asawa mo yung ginagawa mo. Paano mo pagtutugma yung dalawa na yon?
Hindi man, sir, hindi man na, kung may nagtatawag sa akin, sir, wala namang kontak yung mga DDS, sir, sa akin, sir. Wala naman.
Unang-una po, tama ho ba yung pagkakatanong po ni Senator Lacson na lahat na mga pagpapagawa sa iyo ay dumadaan sa asawa nyo? O doon sa live-in partner nyo? Ganun ho ba yung tanong nyo, Senator Lacson?
Hindi po. Kung ang contact ay sa pamamagitan ng telepono, sa pamamagitan ng cellphone, sigurado dadaan sa misis ninyo o sa live-in partner ninyo kasi hindi kayo marunong gumamit ng cellphone.
Yes, sir.
Yon ang context ng aking tanong. Hindi naman lahat, ano?
Hindi naman
Kasi
po,
pwede
ano?
naman iba, personal
Yes.
na contact ninyo doon sa mga kasamahan, di ba?
Oh, sir. Opo,
Okay.
sir.
Just permission. This is a very important point. With the permission of Senator De Lima.
Go ahead po.
Paano ka kinokontak pagpapatay kayo? 50 to 1,000 ang sinabi mo kasama ka sa
Hindi
pagpapatay.
naman ako kinukontak, sir. Pupunta naman ako ng opisina, sir. Minsan lang tinatawagan ako. Hindi pa yun alam namin na meron kaming papatayin. Wala naman ganyan, sir.
Pero, siyempre, tingin may lakad, tatawagan ka, o pupuntahan ka, o papadala ka ng sulat, o gano'n yan,
Hindi, sir.
di ba?
Pinupuntahan man na ako ng sasakyan, sir. Kinukuha ako sa bahay. Yan, may mga sakyanan man sila. Kumpleto naman ang sakyanan. Kinukuha man ako ng bahay, sir.
Sino yung dumadaan sa asawa mo?
Yung,
Ano yung dumadaan sa asawa mo mga mensahe?
kung mutawag si Arthur Las Cañas, sir. Yan lang ang...
Si Arthur lang ang nakakatawag sa asawa mo.
Oh, yes, sir.
Wala nang iba.
Wala nang iba, sir.
Eh, yung contact mo,
Yung dito naman, yan lang ang yung nagtulong sa amin. Yan ang meron akong kwan, sir.
yung tumulong sa inyo kay Senator De Lima para makontak.
Yes, sir.
Nasa taga-gobyerno ba yan?
Hindi, sir. Hindi, sir.
Dati ba nagtrabaho sa gobyerno yan?
Hindi, sir.
O paano niya nakokontak si Senator De Lima?
Isang kwan, sir. Isang pare, sir.
Pari siya. Okay, pari siya. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Pero syempre, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin po ang pangalan.
Yes, sir.
Tungkol naman po sa tinatanong sa inyo kanina ni Senator Trillanes na yung pag-umpisa nyo nga po na pumasok sa city government nung re-recruit kayo nung 1988 at sinasabi nyo, job order lang kayo. Meron ho ba kayong katibayan na job order kayo?
Yes, ma'am. Meron akong katibayan, ma'am.
Nasaan po?
Nandoon man sa... Iniwan ko sa kwarto, ma'am. Doon. Sa baba, ma'am.
So pwede po sigurong ipakuha
Opo, ma'am.
yung mga ano mo? So, meron kang pwede
Ano yung ano mo?
yung yung proof ho na na job order siya.
So meron kayo katibayan na may job order kayo, nakapapel?
Meron, sir.
Can we ask the witness
Job
to...
order para pumatay ng tao.
Hindi, sir.
Hindi
Yung
po.
sa City Hall, sir.
Ha?
Yung sa City Hall, sir.
Yung the nature of his
Yung job order, sir. Yung...
employment sa City Hall. Nung re-recruit siya,
Kasi kanina sabi ninyo may trabaho tayo. O di job order yon. Di ba? Kaya linawin natin dahil ito maselan. So yung job order refers to yung trabaho mo sa position mo.
Yes, sir.
Appointment ba yun o ano yun?
Yung job order ko rin sa, kwan, sir, yung sa City Hall, sir.
Tungkol sa
Sa trabaho na ako.
ano ang trabaho yon?
Ang linagay dyan is CSU kung Cyber Security Unit, sir.
Again please.
CSU, sir. CSU.
Civil Security Unit.
he testified on that na po during the last hearing.
I know. I was about to ask that.
So,
3,000 ang bayad sa'yo doon, di ba? O 5,000?
5,000 yung sahod namin, sir.
Thank you.
so paki-submit na lang po, pwede ho natin ipabigay sa committee yung sinasabi mong dokumento na nagpapatunay na meron kayo or nasa job order kayo ng City Hall ng Davao.
Yes, sir.
Pero nasabi niyo ho last time na actually, ano kayo, ghost employees.
O, yan, ma'am, ang...
Bakit ho sinasabi mong ghost employees kayo?
Kasi-
yung kasamahan mo dyan sa
Hindi naman
trabaho
kami,
na yan na pagpatay.
hindi naman kami nagjo-duty, ma'am, para ghost employee yan, ma'am. Hindi naman nagjo-duty ka sa City Hall na magbabantay ka. O, yung ang trabaho ng CSU, ma'am, magbantay ka ng property ng government. O, patatulad ng palengke, terminal, ganyan. Pero sa amin, hindi, ma'am.
Bakit? Ano ho pa ginagawa niyo?
Iba talaga ang trabaho namin, ma'am.
At
Yan
yung-
lang ang...
At yung trabaho ninyo ay
pumapatay ng tao, ma'am. Ganyan, ma'am.
So talagang yun ang job order, ma'am. Wala kang trabaho. Dahil alam mo yung trabaho ng Civil Security Unit, magbantay ng palengke, magbantay ng pag-aari ng munisipyo. So pag sinabi mo ang job order, may project, may trabaho.
No, job order contract, JO. JO po yan, JO. That's contractual.
Wala naman siyang ginagawa kundi magpatay.
Kaya nga po. That's why I'm asking him kasi ganun ho ba kayo lahat doon, job order? Ikaw mismo o ikaw lang ang job order?
Ang dami kami, ma'am. Ang dami kami. Mga rebel returnees.
So yung mga rebel returnees, meron din silang job order?
Opo, ma'am.
Lahat po sila?
Opo, ma'am.
Kung yun lang dapat, yung ano yung alam mo ho ha, wag ho kayong
Basta
mag-ano
yung
na
alam ko
hindi
yan,
nyo.
yung mga kasamahan ko, mga rebel returnees, may job order talaga.
Okay.
Wala kaming kuwan, ma'am.
Nasabi nyo rin po nung last hearing at yun din ho yung sinabi nyo nung in-interview kita nung September 2, nung tinanong po kayo, ilan na ba yung mga pinapatay ninyo at ilan doon sa mga pinapatay ninyo ay ikaw mismo ang may kagagawan. Now, ang pagkakaalala ko po, yung sagot nyo, yung pagpapapatay namin, halos sumabot ng 1,000 total.
Total na, ma'am.
Sa pagkakaalam nyo.
Sa pagkakaalam ko, ma'am.
Pero yung ikaw mismo ang gumagawa. Kasi yung 1,000 na yon, more or less, ay yung, ang pagkakaintindi ko po sa sagot nyo, ay grupo kayo na gumagawa. Grupo kayo na gumagawa.
Oh, yung grupo, ma'am. Yung grupo. Kaya hindi man ka makakilos
Hindi
na...
naman lahat, syempre, ikaw mismo ang tumitira.
Hindi, ma'am. Grupo,
At
ma'am.
ang sabi nyo nga po, 50, more or less, yung pagkakatanda mo na ikaw mismo.
Opo, ma'am.
Now, dun ho ba sa mga pinatay ninyo na more or less 1,000, kasama na rin yung 50 na ikaw mismo? Ano ho ba yung mas marami doon? Yung kilala nyo yung pangalan o kilala nyo yung mga biktima o yung hindi nyo kilala?
Yung hindi kilala, ma'am. Hindi kilala, ma'am.
So tama bang sabihin na di hamak na mas marami o nakakarami na yung mga pinapatay nyo ay hindi nyo kilala o walang pangalan na binibigay?
Opo, ma'am.
Pero may ilan-ilan nga ko yung mga binanggit during the last hearing, tsaka inulit nyo ngayon na mga medyo kilala naman. Dahil nandyan si Sally Macdum, nandyan yung Richard King, pero hindi naman pala kayo ang pumatay doon, pinaamin lang sa'yo. Yung nandun yung mga sinabi nyong inakyat nyo sa bahay, na nadamay yung 3, at nandyan din yung sinasabi mo na mga supposed to be bodyguard ni Nograles, pero clarify mo na hindi naman pala sila mga bodyguard ni Nograles dahil parang yun yung parang dinetail baka mo yun nila Palparan at ni Matiliano kay Nograles?
Opo, ma'am. Opo, ma'am.
Okay. Pero kilala nyo ba yung mga pangalan nun?
Hindi, ma'am. Hindi, ma'am. Parang hindi taga Davao, ma'am.
So kung yung karamihan, walang pangalan, di nyo kilala.
Opo, ma'am. Hindi kilala, ma'am.
And then, yung sinasabi nyo rin po na may iba-ibang uri ng pagpatay o yung iba-ibang uri ng pagsagawa nyo ng operations. Dahil sinasabi nyo, meron mga ina-abduct muna bago pinapatay.
Opo, ma'am.
Po, meron din hong diretso ng pinapatay.
Meron, ma'am.
At saan po sila mga pinapatay? Pag diretso nyo ng pinapatay?
Doon na lang sa mga area, ma'am. Tulad ng example, San Pedro, kung diretso binabaril, yan. Yung subject na yan, ma'am.
Diretso silang mga binabaril.
Opo, ma'am.
Sa lansangan, saang mga lugar?
Yun sa tulad sa Yangurin, San Pedro, Magallanes, ganyan, ma'am.
Yung mga barangay yung mga binanggit mo.
Ma'am.
Pero saan mismo? Mga nasa bahay ba sila? Nasa lahat sila ng bahay? Sa labas ng bahay? O nasa mga mall ba sila? Pag pinapatay nyo sila?
Nandoon sa labas, ma'am. Sa downtown, ma'am.
Sa labas.
Sa labas, ma'am.
At meron din nga kayong binanggit na meron din kayong pinasok sa bahay.
Opo, ma'am.
Sa pagkakatanda nyo, ilang beses yung ganong operation na pinasok nyo sa bahay, yung papatayin nyo?
Yang pinasok ko yan, ma'am, yan lang talaga ang pinasok ko sa bahay.
So-
Yung kasama ko si Medina.
Isang insidente lang yon.
Opo, ma'am.
Ano uli yung insidente na yon?
Yung 2013, yung pinasok namin yung kagalit ni Paulo doon sa Dika Home. Pinapatay niya at kami ni Medina, ma'am. Kami ni Medina. Inakyat namin yung bahay, yung naglalaro ng tungits, ma'am. Isa lang katao ang project yan, ma'am. Nasama yung dalawa. Kaya nagkonsensya ako doon.
Sino po ba yung nagdidesisyon kung paano patayin yung mga dapat ninyong patayin ayon sa utos? Sino nagdidesisyon kung ipapaking tape ba? Imamasking tape yung sinasabi nyo? China-chop-chop? Kayo ho ba nagpumapatay na nag-aano kayo ng sumasakay kayo sa motorsiklo?
Opo, ma'am. Yung kasama kong mga pulis. Yung ride in tandem, ma'am. Yan. Yung pulis talaga yung kasama, ma'am. Yung talaga, yung nag-drive, ako naman ang tumitira. Ganyan yan, ma'am. Yung nakasibilyan nga pulis din. Walang sibilyan na kakaako yan nga. Pumupunta doon nga. Bumabaril, lumalapit ng mga barangay. Walang
Sino nagtuturo ng mga biktima?
Yung natuturo, ma'am, mga barangay captain, ganyan sa Davao, ma'am.
So, yung mga sa rebel returnees, sino po ang mga nag-aano sa kanila? Sino nag-uutos sa kanila?
Nahati man kami, ma'am. Yung iba, si SPO4 Sunny Boy Ventura, retired na, ma'am. Mga tao na yung iba naman, Kang Arthur, Las Cañas, ma'am, SPO4.
So, iba-iba rin po yan.
Iba-iba yan, ma'am.
And yung nung last hearing po, yung parang dinescribe nyo rin, yung general operating procedure ninyo, yung parang sinasabi mo kasi na ang talagang nag-uutos ng mga pagpapatay na yan ay mismong si Mayor Duterte. Pero inaamin mo naman kapag tinatanong ka ng iba na ang talagang nagsasabi niyan is si Las Cañas.
Si Las Cañas, ma'am. Ilan naman lang ang inuutos ni Mayor Duterte, ma'am. Talagang si Las Cañas talaga, ma'am. Las Cañas. Para silang magkapatid. Si Las Cañas talaga ang nagkukuha ng peace and order ng Davao, sir. Ma'am.
So paano po tayo
Excuse me,
makakasiguro?
the time is up, but you
Oh,
have
I'm sorry.
you have points, so you can go ahead and continue for about
Thank you, Mr.
2
Chair.
minutes. 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
2 minutes.
So, paano po kayo nakakasiguro at paano po kami maniniwala po sa inyo na yung mga sinasabi ni Las Cañas na yan, pinapapatay ni Mayor, na sabi nyo naman ay si Las Cañas naman talaga ang nagsasabi sa inyo?
Meron akong ipoprove, ma'am. Yung nahuli namin si June Barsabal, isang religious group. Yung siya talaga ang parang nadadala ng mga tao, yung parang yung mga tao niya nag-i-squat ng mga lupa, ma'am.
O ano naman tungkol kay
Barsabal, ma'am.
Barsabal? At kailan ho yan?
Parang 93, ma'am. 93.
O ano po yon tungkol sa kanya?
Yung nahuli namin si Barsabal, dinala namin kang Mayor. Hinampas pa nga ng golf, naubos yung ngipin niya, ma'am.
Ayun yung sinasabi mo nung last time,
Ma'am.
na dinala sa kanya
Dinala sa kanya, ma'am.
at pinatay rin.
Pinatay, ma'am.
Sino ho ba pumatay doon?
Kami namin, sila Arthur Las Cañas, ma'am.
Pero dinala muna kay Mayor.
Dinala muna,
Sa
ma'am,
golf course.
Sa golf course, sa Matina, ma'am.
Alam niyo ho ba kung bakit pinapatay si Barsabal?
5 mayor tatlong mayor, ma'am, ang parang nagkuang kang Mayor Duterte. Ito naman si Mayor Orencia, si Mayor Obinsa, si Mayor Antalan, ma'am. Ika-4 si Mayor. 5, ma'am. Si Philip Go ng Lager, ma'am, ng Davao Oriental.
My time is up.
Yes,
thank you.
just to clarify, ano ba yung mga taong sinasabi mo, yung tatlong yan? Ano yan, nagpapatay sila?
Yun ang nag-utos, ma'am.
Si Mayor Ortalan nagutos?
Yung 4 nga mayor.
Nadagdagan ngayon nagutos, 4 na ngayon.
Apat nga mayor, ma'am. Oh, sir. Apat nga mayor yan.
Ay, sumusunod ka pa
Para
rin.
nagkuhan sila o
Oh, sige.
sumusuporta, sir.
Thank you, Senator. I'm sorry, but it is the anniversary of our good friend, Senator Soto. So,
Pasensya na kung nagmamadali ako, Mr. Chairman. 47th wedding anniversary namin ngayon. Kaya lang hindi ko mapalampas yung hearing mo.
I am really surprised that you lasted 47 years. or rather, Gamboa lasted.
I know that for a fact, Mr. Chairman, na 47 years na nagtitiis yung asawa ko sa akin. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Doon sa mga question and answers kanina pa, pasensya na, pero I think it added to my confusion eh. Dahil medyo, yun nga, iba-iba yung sagot. Tsaka nalilito ko tuwing ginagamit mo yung word na parang. Parang is very difficult to translate. Medyo, ano yun eh, hindi bali na. Ano na yan? Komentaryo ko na lang yun. Meron lang ako mga lilinawin no, para mawala yung confusion ko. June 11, 1959 ka pinanganak. Kailan pinugutan ng ulo yung father mo?
27, sir. September 9-10.
1977.
Oo, sir.
So, noong 1982 hanggang 1988, pumasok ang CAFGU na sabi nyo wala palang CAFGU, si
6
HDF
sir,
ngayon,
6
sabi mo,
sir. Oo, 6 days.
nasabi mo dati, no? So, chinek nila yung CAFGU, sabi ng CAFGU, wala ka doon, walang pangalan mo doon. Ngayon, chinek yung CHDF, sabi ng Public Affairs Army Chief Colonel Howe, wala raw records mo sa CHDF.
Puntahan lang yung barangay namin, sir. Sa barangay Tamayong, talagang nakakilala yung mga tao doon lahat sa akin, sir.
Sige, pa-check din ulit natin.
Yung barangay Tamayong, sir, talaga.
Dinadagdag ko rin sa pagpapalinaw sana eh.
Oo, sir, oo, sir.
Pero yun nga ang binigay ng Philippine Army na sagot eh, no? Okay.
Magpapalinaw lang ho tayo, Senator Soto, with your permission. Sinong barangay captain ang nagbibigay siya ng sound mo?
Noon ang barangay captain noon, si retired na ma'am, retired na siya, hindi na barangay captain.
Sino yun?
Si Porfiria Lopez.
Sina?
Porfiria Lopez.
Porfiriano?
Porfiria Lopez, babae man.
Porfiriana?
Porfiria. Basta
Porfiria?
Lopez.
Duque.
Lopez, sir.
Lopez, Porfiria Lopez.
Barangay ng
Buhay pa ba yun? Buhay pa?
Buhay pa, matanda na, sir.
Matanda.
Barangay ng anong municipality yun?
Barangay Tamayong, Kalinan, Davao City.
Anong municipality?
Kalinan.
Hindi.
Tamayong, Kalinan, Davao City.
Davao City, okay. All right. Anyway, yun na nga sinabi ng Army just a few minutes ago. Ngayon, sabi mo, noong 1988, umalis ka na doon. Naimbita ka or sumama ka for whatever reason, nabuo nyo na yung sinabi mo, Lambada Boys.
Opo, sir.
1988, ano? Yung Lambada, 1990, sa USA, no maging Billboard Hot 100, saan galing yung Lambada sa Davao?
Parang sa sounds man siguro yan, sir. Sa music kinuha nila. Kung ano.
Wala pa nung 1988 eh.
Para hindi ko na alam, basta ganyan lang ang Lambada Boys. So, yung tinawag.
Baka Labada Boys. Hindi. Hindi. Wala pa po eh. Ang Lambada, Billboard Hot 100, 1990 sa USA. Noong mga panahon na yon, hindi pa uso cellphone, wala pang social media masyado. So nakarating sa Pilipinas ang Lambada, early 90s na.
Basta sila man
Kaya
ang
hindi ko
nagpangalan sa
alam.
amin, sir.
Kaya nalilito ko kung paano naging Lambada Boys kayo.
Sila man nagpangalan sa amin.
Baka sila nag-imbento ng Lambada, ano, na sayaw, ano? O kaya ng kanta.
Excuse.
Anyway, isa pa doon sa mga nakakalito sa akin. Kanina, bodyguards ni Nograles, sabi mo 4. Kinuha nyo, pinatay. Ngayon, sinabi mo, hindi. Mga tauhan ni Palparan at saka ni Matiliano na nakadetail kay Nograles. Pag dinetail, ano ibig sabihin nun? Di ba bodyguard? Correct. Mike.
Basta ang pagkaalam ko, sir, yung linagay ka, ah,
Dinitil ka,
dinitil
bodyguards ka.
Oo. Parang suporta yan kang Nograles, yung mga tao na yan ni Parparan at saka ni Matiliano, sir.
Eh kaya nga, sabi nila Nograles, wala naman daw silang mga bodyguards na namatay. O mga tauhan, wala namang sinabi mga tauhan na nawala na namatay. Pero kung detail dyan ni Palparan at ni Matiliano, ang ibig sabihin niyan, either Philippine Army yan or PNP. Kung Matiliano, PNP. Kung Palparan, Army. Magwawala ang Army o ang PNP pag meron silang 4 na nawala. Kaya yon, isa pa nakadagdag sa kalituhan ko yun. Lalo na ako nalito ngayon dahil sinasabi mo na hindi pala tauhan ni Nograles, pero nakadetail kay Nograles. Yun na rin yun. Hindi po ba?
Dinala man ito nila ni Arthur Las Cañas sa beach ni Mayor Antalan. Doon na dinala. Kinarga na ng van.
Oo nga, hindi.
Doon
Gusto
ako
mong malaman yung identity.
Doon na ako nakaabang.
So, hindi mo alam. Sinabi lang
Chairman?
sa'yo.
Sinabi ni Arthur Las Cañas,
Just a moment, Senator Lacson.
Yeah. Yung sinabi mong 4, lalaki lahat yon.
isang babae, sir.
Isang babae.
Isang babae.
Yung babae, yung barangay captain.
Parang ex, sir. Parang ex. Barangay
Ang
captain.
nag-detail,
Hindi
yung
yung...
dalawang general.
Ewan ko lang bakit nasama yung babae, sir.
Kasi paano ma-detail? Hindi nila tao yun, kasi barangay.
Parang yung babae, parang guide siguro sa kanila yung sa mga lalaki,
Sige,
sir.
thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Parang lalo ako nalilito. Sige, forward na ako. Yung kay Richard King. Sabi ni Congressman Roque, attorney siya, nung pamilya ni Richard King, identified na raw yung assailants at saka mastermind At may mga kasong pending. Paano...
Sir,
Pero ina-attribute mo kay...
ako man lang ang pinupulgay dyan, sir.
Oo nga, pero pina-attribute mo kay kay Vice Mayor. 'Di ba? Sabi mo nung
Basta
huli,
yung pagkarinig ko lang, mga usap-usapan lang yung mga tao, sir.
mabigat po yung nakarinig ko lang, mabigat po 'yun.
Narinig ko lang yun, sir.
Ngayon, sumunod. Yung Rappler report, I'm sorry, may report kanina na sinabi Senator Lacson, lumabas sa Rappler. Yung Rappler po, isang isang internet or social media entity, news, po yan. Meron pong nagpa-file ng complaint ngayon na inambush mo at binaril mo raw, na-identify ka nung huling relevant po ito dun sa pagkakabanggit nyo sa date Kasi yung tinatanong kanina ni Senator De Lima, kailan ka ba talaga nagpunta kay Senator De Lima? 2014 o 2015?
September 1 ako dumating dito ng Maynila.
September 1
September 1,
sa Maynila. Kailan?
14.
2014.
2014, September 1. Nagpunta ka kay Senator De Lima.
Opo.
Sino
Doon ako
nag-
sumurinder sa DOJ din, sa mga gwardya.
Saan po? Saan? Sa DOJ.
Opo.
Tapos yung mga gwardiya sa labas,
Sa
security
labas,
guard, gano'n.
Security guard, kinuha naman ako papasok.
So, September 1, 2014. May record nito doon.
Meron, kay dinala naman ako sa MBI.
Tapos,
Doon ako nagsalaysay yung torture ko. Tinorture ako ng mga pulis.
so from 2014 to 2016, confined ka ngayon doon? Hindi ka na lumabas?
Lumabas na ako, sir.
Ha?
Lumabas na ako,
Lumabas
sir.
ka?
Lumabas na ako, sir.
Hindi. Nung pagkatapos mo magsalaysay, nasabi mo, tinorture ka ng mga pulis, nagpa-file ka ng
nandoon ako
complaint.
sir. Nandoon ako sa TS namin.
Saan?
Sa TS, yung safe house.
Yung safe house nung DOJ. Okay,
Opo.
bali tinanggap ka na sa WPP,
Opo,
sa
opo.
Witness Protection Program. So, hindi ka na umalis doon?
Hindi na, sir.
Kasi October 23, 2014 yung sinasabi na inambush mo siya Nabuhay yung binaril nyo
Nandito na ako. Paano ko ba?
Oo.
Oo, nandito na ako.
Anyway, it will be his word against yours.
May record yan sa MBI. May record yan, sir, sa MBI.
Yun na nga,
Nandito na
ma-check
ako.
naman natin yan. Ano? So, habang nandoon ka, from 2014 to 2016, 2 taon, naibigay mo na yung ano mo, bakit hindi nag-file ng kaso?
Walang
Ang
nangyari.
DOJ.
Kaya nga, sir, walang nangyari. Naghihintay
Laban
ako.
sa DDS o kay President Duterte, ba't hindi nag-file ng kaso?
Siguro, baka busy sila, kung ano.
2 taon?
Hinihintay ko lang. Hinihintay ko lang makuha yung kaso ko.
Ha? 2 taon? Busy? 2014
Yan lang ang
to
ko, sir.
2016
Yan lang ang
hanggang umalis ka eh.
yan ang pag-isip ko lang, sir. Kasi
O, pero walang
naka-standby
nasasabi
lang-
sa'yo
Oo,
doon sa
walang-
WPP, sa safe house mo, 2 taon ka ron. Hindi ka man lang nagtatanong, ano ang nangyayari sa kaso natin?
Wala naman lang, sir. Naghihintay naman lang ako nga tatawagin ako, sir.
So, can the NBI confirm that he was there the whole time? From the time that he complained in September 1, 2014 to No, he said he left in April of 2016. Or May, first week of May. Dahil sabi mo, before election eh.
Excuse me, Director Lavin?
Yes, sir.
Can you confirm that?
Your Honor, he was there only on September 4 when we took his statement. After which he went
September
back
4,
to
ano? September 4, 2014.
2014, Your Honor.
Hindi September 1.
No, Your Honor. We took his statement September 4, 2014, after which he went back to WPP, Your Honor. He was not under the custody of the NBI, Your Honor.
So you have no knowledge of whether he left WPP for whatever reason? Sino makakaalam nun?
That's correct, Your Honor. The WPP, Your
The
Honor.
WPP.
Yes, Your Honor.
Perhaps, Mr. Chair, we can get the records. Ano? And then, isa na lang, para makabawas dun sa kalituhan ko sa mga...
Excuse me, para nalito rin ako eh. NBI, doon muna siya nagpunta. Dinala siya from DOJ to NBI. Is that correct?
Your Honor, he was referred by the DOJ to NBI regarding his complaint against the policeman, Your Honor.
On September 4.
This
Complaints
was
in
September
Davao
4.
against the
September 4.
policeman in Davao.
Yes,
Tama yun, ano?
yes, Your Honor.
Mr. MatoBato, September 1 ka nagpunta sa DOJ.
Opo, sir.
Oh, from September 1 to
Dumating ako
September 4, saan ka?
Basta dinala ako sa MBI.
Kailan? The same day?
Por na, sir.
September, yung 3 araw, saan ka?
Oo. Doon muna sa safe house, sir. Linagay nila ako.
Nilagay ka na kagad sa safe house noong September 1.
Just one question lang, ano? Saan yung WWP na pinagdalan sa'yo? WPP. Sorry, hinuna ako eh.
Yung... hindi man ako...
Wow.
Hindi ako marunong mag-one, sir. O kung ano yan. O basta...
Pasensya na po kayo, because we have to remember that under the
I know.
the
That was
WPP law, these are confidential matters. Hindi ho basta-basta yan disclose ang mga safe houses na yan. It would defeat the very purpose of WPP.
I know that. I was just trying to be to find out whether the credibility of the witness can be tested if he recalls and if he's savvy enough. Kahit na grade 1, kahit na grade 3, kahit ano pang grade, you can see Senator Pacquiao is very savvy. And kahit na hindi ka nakatapos, you are savvy enough. I just wanted to make sure. Of course, ang dapat doon sana sinagot doon kung talagang kuhan is, without waiting for Senator De Lima, is hindi ko pwede sabihin dahil WPP yan eh. Pero alam ko rin naman, ililipat naman yung safe house. Dahil kundi, mabibisto lahat yung mga tinatago safe house.
Alright, just one... Go ahead, answer.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, just one small detail. Yung asawa ninyo, kailan kayo unang kinasal doon sa asawa ninyo?
Minyo, 1990, sir.
1990?
70...
Wala, yun naman.
89, sir. Kinasal ako ng asawa ko.
1989, kinasal ka sa asawa mo. Tapos naghiwalay kayo.
Naghiwalay kami, sir.
Yung nagkaroon ka ng kalibin.
O, 2 beses, sir.
Yun na nga tinasabi ko sa kanila. 2 beses, ano?
2
Iba
beses,
yung ngayon. Yung ngayon, walang kaalam-alam sa trabaho mo dati.
Yung mga kuwan ko, sir, wala yung...
Yan. Yung isa, yun yung nako-contact nila. Yung in-between ng asawa mo at saka nung kalibin mo ngayon.
Yung may magpinsan man yun sila. Yung asawa ni Sally Macdo at saka yung
Number
asawa
two,
ko
number three.
magpinsan, sir.
Yun yung number 1, number 2, o number 3?
Yung pangatlo, sir, ngayon.
Yung number 3. Yung number 2,
Yan talaga yung may anak ako, sir. Doon.
at saka yun yung
Yung umiro ko,
nako-contact.
walang anak, sir.
Yung nako-contact nila Las Cañas. Yung number 2.
Itong last, sir. Itong last.
Itong huli.
Dito.
Kailan kayo nagkilala nitong pangatlo na naglibing kayo? Anong taon? Hindi ko pinangimasukan ng personal nyo. Gusto ko lang maayos yung records ko ng taon.
Parang, 2006. 2006, sir.
2006. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Okay na. Lalo ako nalito.
Well, thank you, Senator Soto. We shall now have Senator Lacson. Oh, Senator Zubiri?
Ang akin lang, Mr. Chairman, is just that statements can be made, and very, very heavy statements against particular persons. It would be good that there's corroborating evidence, whether it is physical or other witnesses. No, understandable, matatakot yung ibang witness, but I really feel that can the witness provide, for example, the names of those people he claimed that they threw in the katunggi labay ninyo dito sa laod, doon tinapon sa dagat, kasi then we can already corroborate if these are missing persons. Or kasi it's very simple to say we killed 3 people and then we killed 2 people, but who are these 3 people, 2 people? For example, Mr. Chairman, dinay-deny lahat ng DI ng kapatid ni President Duterte na may namatay sa kanila. Sabi niya, buhay pa daw lahat ng DI niya, dance instructor. Although in the last hearing, sinabi niya may pinatay po silang DI, utos daw ng kapatid ni Mayor Duterte. Those are very heavy statements. Buti sana kung may police blotter, na mawala talaga itong taong ito, etc., etc. So sana meron pong corroborating evidence, because hearsay is very difficult. Ako, dinaanan ko na rin itong ganitong klaseng investigation. I remember, after I resigned into the Senate. So mabigat po yan. It can destroy institutions, it can damage
Perhaps you may want to ask him
yun nga,
the dates para...
Kasi katulad nito, kung babasihan po natin ang statement na supposedly may binaril o binaril na abogado, ito po ay taga-Dar at taga-Darab. And na yan ang balita sa amin ni Senate President Pimentel, kaibigan daw niya ito, talagang siya daw ang bumaril sa kanya. Dahil nakita daw niya point blank, ay 3 pa daw bala ang nasa loob ng katawan nitong taong ito, and I believe there's a case being filed, or there was a case filed against him, and ngayon, sa cartographic sketch, talagang namumukhaan niya, ito yung bumaril. Na hindi ko naman sinasabi dito, Mr. Chairman, but if that is true, and that Darab official will testify to the fact na siyang bumaril, hindi tumutugma dahil sa witness protection program, nasa loob po siya ng witness protection program nung nangyari po iyon. Dahil ito'y insidenteng ito ay nangyari po October 23, 2014. I am not in a position to ask him kung siya talaga yun, bumaril, because that can be used against him, and I don't want to ask him that.
That is why the questions earlier, and I should not really be discussing this, was when he left the witness protection program.
Correct. That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Back to Mindanao.
Kasi gusto kong malaman kailan po na sa mo hawa dito sa witness protection program, kay kung naa ka dito sa witness protection program, murag dili mo tugma dinhi sa gisulti sa usa ka witness pod sa usa ka krimen. Let me restate in Tagalog. Gusto ko lang malaman kung kailan po kayo bumitiw sa witness protection or nawala sa witness protection program, kasi hindi po tutugma yun kung magsalita itong ambush victim or survivor sa sinasalaysay niya sa kanyang insidente.
Bago matapos ang eleksyon, sir, sa presidente, umalis na ako, sir.
April 2016.
Bago umupo, kaya natatakot na ako kung manalo siya, baka ako bunutin doon sa tiis namin.
So yung sinasabi mo, Manong Ed, is from 2013 hanggang 2016, ka rin tusulod sa Witness Protection Program. 2014, September hanggang sa 2016.
Oo, nana ko din, sir.
So ang akin lang dyan, Mr. Chairman, maybe it would behoove the committee that we have also corroborating evidences, especially on the people that we will invite, because reputations can be destroyed.
Yeah.
So we have to be very, very careful with those that we invite. Mine is more manifestation, Mr. Chairman. I will not anymore ask any more questions. With the witness, almost all the questions that I wanted to ask earlier was already asked by my colleagues. So thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Subiri. Senator Lacson?
I just want to be clarified. Ano ngayon ang disposition natin dito kay Mr. Witness, Mr. Chairman?
Far be it from my mind to say that I can decide. I have my own thoughts about it. Considering the demeanor and the answers given, I don't know whether we should really proceed already. As far as I'm concerned, we can proceed already with the police and other resource persons.
Mr. Chairman, may I move that we also invite this certain Salcedo.
Beto
sorry.
Salcedo. It doesn't mean that if we discharge the witness now, we cannot call him back.
Yes, maybe we can ask Mr. Chairman, this gentleman from the DARAB or the DAR to the next hearing.
Are you making a motion with subpoena him?
Yes, I move to invite him, Mr. Chairman. I think he'd like to come on his own cognizance
All
because
right.
he was a victim,
We shall do that
supposedly,
then.
of this witness.
Is hereby
Abeto Salcedo Jr.
instructed to invite
his name?
Beto Salcedo Jr. of CDO, right?
I believe he lives in
DAR?
CDO.
DAR
He used to be
employee?
in the Davao region as regional director for DAR.
All right.
Thank you.
So ordered. Senator Lacson?
Well, if it's also possible to invite the one that we saw on the video shown by Senator Cayetano, Lydia Marquez. Ito yung inahan sa Balaod, di ba? Sa Samal. Kasi iba yung pahayag niya. Sinabi niya, may pera na yung si Sally, tapos inimbitahan mo, may bilahan ka ng lupa, tapos nawala na.
Wala yun, sir. Wala.
Hindi, kaya nga, sinasabi ko lang na, kinoconfirm ko lang na yun yung mother-in-law mo. Mother-in-law ni Sally Mahmood.
Oo, sir. Totoo yan, sir.
Totoo.
Totoo yan,
Lydia
sir.
Morales.
Oo.
Sama-
Hindi, Marquez, sir. Marquez yung kwan, sir.
Lydia Marquez.
Yes, Senator De Lima?
During the last hearing, someone moved for the issuance also of an invitation first and then later subpoena if they refuse to come over or if there is no appearance of the police officers named or those named by the witness as alleged members of this so-called Davao Death Squad.
Yes, we will do that. Do you have the names? Do we have the subpoena? We can subpoena them.
In connection with that, because last hearing, he mentioned several names. And then I recall that during my interview of the witness, there were additional names or there were other names mentioned. And that is why I made a list, and that was the list that was in a PowerPoint presentation.
I saw that.
Yes. So, pwede po bang yun ang mga, ipaklarify po sa kanya kung talagang yun ang mga alam niya, makilala niya na mga miyembro ng Davao Death Squad. If
Sa
we can
kanya?
have,
I
yes.
have the list here, I think. We can accommodate. Because I listened to your speech very well and I made sure that I get a copy of the PowerPoint. Especially in the light of the fact that Senator Trillanes added the investigation of the Davao, so-called Davao death squad. And as you are there, is that the list you are?
Yes.
You encountered the names, Madam, way back in 2009 when you were with
CHR.
CHR?
A few.
That's how I remembered your privilege speech, Senator De Lima, that you encountered these names. So when did you encounter the names?
What I mentioned is that some of the names now shown were mentioned by the witness during the last hearing, and some were in the course of my interview noong September 2. Itong ano po? Ito recent. Opo.
And you would want to invite them here for what purpose? You want a confrontation between the witness and these people?
Since according to the witness, these are the members of the so-called Davao Death Squad, some of them, or if not most of them, are from this so-called heinous crime section, then we might as well also confront them.
Ako, it's fine with me. I also would like to give some compassion kahit na paano because kung hindi naman totoo, pag humarap dito yan, parang mamamatay tao lahat ang labas yan. So, I'd like us to think about it because when you invite them, I anticipate that because of the, I just wanted to find out and ask from you whether these are in fact members of, if you have any proof that they are really members of a death squad, because I was going to ask, is there any...
Mr. Chairman, at the
Yes.
very least, we invite them and hear their side in an executive session.
That is possible, but before I do that, I want to know whether in fact there is such a thing as a Davao Death Squad, because I heard General De La Rosa say that is just a concoction of media, no, or of people who want to make it dramatic. I would like to do that, invite them if that's okay. I just wanted to find out from Secretary De Lima, Senator De Lima, how she came across these names so that I don't invite frivolously.
These were
Is there
supplied.
independent sources to say that these are the people, in fact, aside from MatoBato, Edgar MatoBato?
These names are all supplied by the witness who claims that these are his companions, these are his associates in that group, the so-called Davao Death Squad. Some of this, if not most, are part of the heinous crime section. So it's the witness who said that they are members of the so-called Davao Death Squad. So this did not come from me. The list did not come from me.
I am in a quandary. Can we dismiss the witness to be called later on, just in case? I have some questions, but I will no longer ask questions until the next meeting if we need her, if we need him, so that we can discuss this without the witness around. Is that okay? Sige po, pupunta na po kayo doon sa holding room. Sino ba kasama ni Ginoong MatoBato? Si Mr. Cotto, sama mo si Mr. MatoBato. Mr. Cotobato. Hindi na ko eh.
Hindi ko nakuha.
Hindi na ko. Koto.
MatoBato.
Pakibilis lang, ano? I have other questions for the witness, but first of all, I'd like to apologize to the other resource persons because we were not able to reach you. I merely extended the invitation out of respect for Senator De Lima because she had prepared all this list. But we thank you for coming. I don't know if we can still extend the meeting. I don't know what the pleasure of my colleagues here is. I can do that. As you know, I work until the wee hours of the morning. I don't know if, but I just want to ask this of Senator De Lima. We have a witness here, and I know you believe him, but there are already several other people here who have seen him flip-flop on statements. In fact, some of the questions I was going to ask him will show again differences in his statement, and I'm worried about inviting people here, bring them over here, the expense and everything like that, only to be exposed. So I will buy I will buy the suggestion of Senator Lacson that they be brought here in an executive session. Because kung mali naman itong witness natin, haka-haka niya lang yan o sinasabi niya lang yan, which is possible and which is also could be true, at least ang confrontation na nandun sa loob, at pagka lumabas na sila yon, then ilabas natin dito. Kung talagang mapapatunayan. Hindi naman naamin niya mga yan na sila yung death squad eh. So kailangan, ang reliance natin, and we're both lawyers, is from a witness who appears to have a spotty memory or a spotty recollection. Or, you know, these are things that I would like to consult with you about.
I would even suggest that they be mixed with other people, other persons. So we can be certain if the witness can really identify them.
Spoken like a true policeman.
Yes, parang police lineup. Kasi baka mamaya, he will be identifying other people and not the persons that he mentioned. So,
Okay.
fair enough.
That being said, we will invite these people and we will put them in a special room here and pick out
Who MatoBato will identify.
who MatoBato will identify. But, you know, that's easy enough to identify because he's from there. You know, and if these names were given, I'm sure he knows them. It might be pointless to do that because I'm sure he knows them. But
Assuming that they really know, that he really knows them.
the question that you're going to ask them is, do they know him? They're not going to readily agree. So I'm trying to find out whether we're going to go in a wild goose chase. So I will err on the side of liberality. We will invite them here with your permission, and Senator Lacson will be assigned to make sure that the delicateness of the identification is properly undertaken, considering his long experience as a distinguished police officer. Will that be all right with you, Senator Lacson? Okay, so Senator Lacson, as co-chair and as a distinguished officer of the PNP, will handle the arrangement so that when we bring them here, they can be properly identified and they can properly be accosted of. These are serious charges at the death squad, which means that we also have to. They should be provided also with lawyers, and we should tell them already that they should have lawyers when they come here.
Considering that there were only 3 here, Mr. Chairman, I think we should meet in a caucus with the other members of the 2 committees and discuss this further.
All right. I'm always, like I said, I always err on the side of caution naman ngayon. So we will do that. All right. I think I just wanted to say it out loud so that there is transparency here. I mean, if we were in a real court case, we'll be doing this quietly. But since this is a public hearing, we don't want to make it appear na may tinatago tayo sa publiko. Pero pinapakita rin naman natin na yung delicateness ng kaso na pagka nakita yung listahan dyan, sasabihin doon sa mga tatay ng mga bata, ikaw pala tatay, kasama sa death squad. Samantalang hindi pa napuproven kung may death squad. Alright?
My suggestion begs the consent of our colleague here, Senator De Lima, Mr. Chairman.
Alright. So, I've always said that she would agree because she was the one who suggested it.
Yung focus muna tayo.
Magkukugus tayo. Alright. Fine. Would you have any more questions with the gentleman here? I have some questions if you like, but I mean...
Yeah, sige.
Huh?
Go ahead. You can stay here up to...
Just one earlier, the police officers present today were asked what documents they have brought today per the request of the committee. Because as far as I know, what were required from them are 2 sets of documents, the spot reports and the SOCO reports. So alin po dun sa dalawa ang dala-dala nyo na po ngayon?
Ang nai-present ko po yung SOCO report and then yung case folder po ng 2 pulis ng Pasay. This was also requested by the committee.
Yeah, the one charged with the killing of the father and son. So, SOCO reports po.
Yes, ma'am. 999 SOCO reports
Of,
that regarded nationwide. Yung spot report po, kasi yung director ng operations is now in Davao for a conference with the AFP. So, if we ask for more time, Your Honors, kasi nasa kanya, inaantay lang yung approval niya to release it.
if I remember correctly, it was stated by Police Director General De La Rosa on questioning by Senator Frank Drilon about the spot reports, and he told the committee that the spot reports are with the President, at least as of the date of the hearing, September 15. So where are the spot reports now? Are they still with the President or already with the PNP?
What I know, ma'am, is that yung July 1 to August 23 ay nandun po sa Malacanang. And then what we printed are the ones after that, after the hearing.
Okay, so the spot reports pertaining to cases from July 1 to August 23 were those forwarded to the Office of the President.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because as mentioned by Police Director General De La Rosa, they were or they are with the President. But after August 23, yun po ang nasa inyo.
Opo, yun po yung print namin galing sa
Prinin.
Operation Center.
Hindi po yan pinadala sa Office of the President. Kung alam nyo lang po.
Personally, ma'am, I do not know kung pinadala because it's not within my office. But I understand the directive of the Chief PNP during our last hearing was that we print all those spot reports from August 24 to date.
Okay, thank you.
Director Marquez, anyway, ikaw lang directorial staff dito. Meron bang taga-DP dito? May kasama kayong taga-DP? Wala. Anyway, ikaw ang please jot down the names. Kindly check kung kasama sa roster ng PNP ito. And please inform them that they will be invited by the committee.
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, kinunan ko po ng picture.
Okay.
What we'll do is that we'll check with the
Sa roster niyo muna.
Directorate for Personnel if they exist.
Yes.
We regret that yung mga retired na po doon dahil sinabi sa akin na may retired na raw eh. Wala na po kaming jurisdiction.
Well, at least yung mga nasa service pa. No? And then the committee will try to find out where those retired police officers are right now. But as far as those who are still in the active service, kayo na ang bahala.
We will do that, sir.
Oh, sige. Ikaw na yung sisingiling ko, ha?
Opo.
Okay. Sige.
And clarification lang po, sir, kung ano yung magiging attire. Because I understand, sir, you wanted them in a police lineup. Obviously, if they will
Well,
be
they can
uniform
be in
or-
civis, actually.
Civis, oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so we can start para hindi naman nasayang ang araw niyo dito, no? I defer to Senator De Lima if he has any further questions. None with the policeman. Not at the moment. All right, Senator. I just want to know, the last time there were reports na ang napatay na sa mga encounter between policemen and the DUIs, no? About 1,800, di ba?
Latest. As of now.
Huh?
Yung number just keeps on changing. As of 5 to 7, ilan na yung patay?
As of September 19, 3 p.m., DUIs, the number of incidents, 1971.
1971, plus ni Senator Lacson.
This translates
Nandun na siya.
to 2,140 victims.
No, incidents 1971.
Number of incidents, 1971.
How many deaths?
Victims, 2140.
2140. All
We are-
DUIs to, no? DUIs?
Yes, sir. We are investigating 1660. Ongoing,
Ongoing investigations are?
1660. The number of cases filed,
Yes. Cases 5.
311. This is 16% of the number of
16% of what?
of the number of incidents.
Of
When
the
you
number-
say cases filed, identified yung mga suspects, of
Opo.
course.
Opo.
Okay. How many are under arrest?
Number of solved cases, 197. That means suspects were arrested.
Okay.
Suspects being policemen.
Hindi, DUI yan eh.
DUIs.
Driving under the vigilante. Ano?
Under investigation.
Death under investigation, hindi driving
Then-
under the influence.
Interjection, no? Those 166 ba na solved cases, meron bang involved na police?
Number of cases filed, sir, 311.
Yeah.
Out of this 311, 197 solved. So
Solved.
that means meron pong suspects na arrested.
Okay. Meron bang policemen na naaresto do sa DUI?
I'll check the
O
record,
lahat
sir.
civilians? Meaning initially unidentified but later on identified pero members pala ng PNP. Meron bang ganon?
Anyway, sir, if you wish, sir, I can give the whole folder to you later. Andito po, sir, lahat eh.
Ako yung paghahanapin mo.
Then,
But later on, you may submit the whole folder, no? But for purposes of today's hearing, ikaw na lang maghanap.
As of now, sir, wala. But we have policemen who were killed during operation.
Yes, that's another thing.
Ilan
Yung
yan?
number of Kia and WIA, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
But
Kia,
there
ilan?
there are also those who were killed because they are suspects.
Okay.
Suspected
On
police.
account of legitimate police operations.
Yes, sir.
Hindi pala pa tayo doon. Nasa DUI pa lang tayo. Ang tanong ko, doon sa cases solved sa DUI, meron bang eventually identified na suspects who turned out to be policemen?
Marami.
DUI.
Yeah, meron yan.
Yun ang gusto kong malaman.
Wala dito sa lista.
You know, my point being, maski police yung suspect, inaaresto ninyo kung vigilante style yung killing. Di ba? That's the reason why I asked that question. So kindly confirm kung merong policemen involved sa mga DUIs.
According to my staff, sir, it is being checked now in Kampala. And we will feedback.
Sige, tuloy mo lang. Yung tanong ni Chairman, ilan naman yung Kia na police officers, members of the PNP? Ilan din yung wounded in action?
Who in the course of the gunfight with drug pushers, may natamaan o may namatay na police? Meron ba? Meron yan, anong ko?
As of today, sir, we have 9 PNP personnel killed.
9.
Yes, and 22 wounded. For the
And-
AFP, who were also involved in Project Double Barrel, 3 were killed and 8 wounded.
Ideya, wala.
None, sir.
Alright?
So ang crime solution rate ninyo sa DUI, 16%.
Yes, sir.
Is that good or bad?
Bad.
Anyway, sir, we are still investigating the others.
The other killings.
197 cases were solved.
Okay.
May arestado. And then 114 were cleared. That means we were able to file cases, but the suspects were at large.
So total,
So total of 311
out of
out of the 1971.
how many percent?
That's about 15.8%.
That's the solution efficiency.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you submit those records to us, please, so that the next time we can really, we don't have to bend our minds here. Baksa kami pareho ni kung sa arithmetic. Hindi ako sa algebra bumaksak. All right? Okay. These are very serious numbers, and this is causing a lot of heartache and a lot of reputational damage to our country. In the sense that when people are killed, it will affect tourism, it will affect investments. Already there is some remarks made by rating agencies about the possible effect. The European community has that. I think it's something that we don't need, no? I mean, we can live in the sense that we can live with ourselves, pero pag nangyayari na may binibigyan natin ng opportunity ng big nation sue by themselves, are in pari delicto. For example, Chicago, where President Obama, which state, Illinois, which President Obama represented as a senator, is the #1 murder capital of the United States right now. Daming namamatay ngayon sa Chicago. So, I am in sympathy with President Duterte when he says, who are you to tell us about our human rights? Now, of course, human rights are very important, all right? And when you have these numbers, we in the Senate are quite perturbed. So having said that, when there are encounters within the police and the drug suspects, what kind of scenarios happen? Do they fight back? That's why they're killed?
Yes, Your Honor.
100%? 90%? 80%? Because, like I said kanina, you laid the predicate. When you are going to say it's an all-out war on drugs, pag uhuli mo yan, lalaban na yan. Ganun ba experience nyo?
Yes, sir. Because we have...
I'm not trying to help you. I'm just trying to make sure that we all understand what the factual situation is on the ground. When you are advertising practically that there's a war on drugs that's deadly, pag lalapitan pala ng pulis yan, magkakarga na yan at lalaban. Pag lumaban, may mamamatay. Kaya may namatay na pulis, may namatay na AFP. Is that your experience?
Yes, sir. In fact, I have pictures to show you what happened to our policemen.
Oh, you don't have to show me pictures. I've seen dead bodies before. All I'm saying is the factual situation is the very fact that there is a situation where very loud and very noisy advocacy that there is a deadly war on drugs, that there will be no quarter against drugs, drug pushers or drug lords. This is one of the results, right?
Yes, sir.
Some result there.
Because while these drug pushers know that operations are being conducted against them, they're already prepared to
When
battle
President
against
Duterte unmasked some of the 5 generals, rightly or wrongly, that was a very big step. Would you agree? Never happened before, correct?
Yes, sir.
Never happened in the history of this country. Na generals, sinabi ng presidente mismo na involves the drugs, correct? And because of that, knowing that you're very studious with numbers, was there a spike in the killings after that?
If you look at the statistics, sir, there was an increase in murder and homicide cases. But there was for the first time in the
A
history
reduction.
of the Philippines, there was a downward trend in an average of about 45% of the crimes against property
Would you
nationwide.
please submit that to us, those figures? Because I would like to be able to interpolate more on that. But the point that I'm trying to raise is the reaction is, uy, general na yung sinabi ng presidente. First place, kung totoo yung sinasabi sa isang general at may mga tao siya nagtutulak, tapusin nyo na yan. Baka magkaroon pa ng testigo laban sa akin yan. Is that a natural reaction? Huh?
Like that in DADM, in my office.
You have a 381 million budget for intelligence, correct? Intelligence fund.
I have no idea, Your Honor.
Come on. What position do you
Intelligence
occupy?
fund because
Ano yan? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. Huh? Investigation management. But I'm telling you that the budget, and we're going through the budget right now, is about 306 million.
For the whole PNP.
No, intelligence.
Yeah, for the whole PNP.
For the whole BNP, intelligence fund, no? So, part of the intelligence is to gather statistics. So, makikita nyo pag nung in-explosion, tumaas dramatically na mamatay. Now, ako, I'm just drawing conclusions in my amateurish mind na maaaring pinapatay yung mga testigo. Yung pwede magtestigo. And that causes another concern when the president, who's really very serious, and I believe he's serious, he's sincere about the drug problem, he really believes that there is a drug problem. I agree with that. I may not agree with all the methodology.
That's a very good point, Mr. Chairman. Ano? Meron bang insidente na in the guise of a legitimate police operation, so ang report, sa spot report, legitimate, pero hindi nyo ba, did you ever dig deeper na baka ito, nililiquidate yung mga dating assets na pwede magturo sa kanila in the guise of a legitimate police operation? Have you gone deeper into that angle? Meron bang ganon? O may insidente bang ganon? Na later on, you found out that although it was reported to be a legitimate police operation, later on you found out na liquidation pala.
I call Your Honor, but we believe there are instances na nangyari ito. So that's why
So
we're investigating.
what action have you taken kung sakaling gano'n ng at least suspicion man lang na meron pala kayong police officers involved, whether PNCOs or PCOs, na na-involved sa ganong klaseng legitimate police operation, ano? Pero may suspecha kayo na liquidation pala.
That's
Nang
like what happened, Your Honor, in Pasay. So we filed charges against 2 of our policemen. And so that's why all of these incidents were...
We heard about
policemen
that, but
involved.
aside from the Pasay incident, meron pa bang ibang incidents na in the course of your investigation, it turned out na ginamit lang na legitimate police operations when in fact, hindi naman pala. Just to save their skin, save their neck, nagpalabas ng kunwari legitimate police operation.
What we're trying to say, was that ever considered in your investigation? What I'm trying to say is the theory is when the president is very serious as to, expose generals, expose mayors, expose governors, expose congressmen, or for that matter, drug lords, there will be a concomitant rise in deaths because they are trying to eliminate. Nililigpit nila yung pwede magtestigo laban sa kanila. A good investigator should look at that angle.
This is the subject of our investigation.
Sorry?
All the death, all the incidents that involving death of a person, we investigate all of them.
That's precisely why I asked about intelligence funds. You could actually assay. Tumaas yung nag-spike eh. Nag-announce sa mga mayor, nag-announce sa mga tao, natatakot sila na yung mga titestigo laban sa kanila, iligpit na. So, mag-i-spike yan. I would like you, at the next hearing, to give me the rates in connection with announcements by the President of generals, announcement of the Presidents. Ngayon na naman, nag-announce, 1,000 na naman. Ang 1,000 na naman ang inanunsyo ata ngayon na mga personalities involved in drugs. So, kung ginagawa yan, makikita nyo kung nag-i-spike I think it spikes because tumaas eh. And that is why I would like you to make that presentation to us next time. I have my own data, by the way. I have people who've been, I'm not even in riding in tandem. Because matagal na yung riding in tandem. This investigation is premised on the fact that we have to stop, and I didn't say extrajudicial killings because extrajudicial killings right away mean that there is a political motivation. Policemen are being killed, mayors are being killed, labor unions are being killed, farmers are being killed. This is of the classical extrajudicial killing, as I mentioned, in Latin America and in other places of the world. So I don't even want to look at that. I just want to see a death is a death. I don't care whether it's political or terrorist. A death is a death. All right? And if it is being done by rogue policemen, we should go after them. So my point is, I would like you all to come back here and give me that data with graphs to show that there is a spike. There are spikes.
In that connection, ilang percent yung spike sa murder and homicide cases, ilang percent naman yung baba nung all other
correct.
index crimes?
That's the converse.
45% for crimes against
Now,
property.
ipakita nyo sa amin next time.
Yan.
Other index crimes, 45% ang baba.
Yes, sir.
Yung spike naman ng murder and homicide,
12%.
12?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I will give you an example. When those two people from Pasay were, the lady, I think it was Marilu, Mary Rose Aquino came up here, and for the life of me, I don't know why she has to be wrapped up. I do not want to see at the next hearing people's faces wrapped up because anyway, nalalaman na kagad ng pulis eh. In fact, General De La Rosa went right away to Antipolo and took action right away. That means he knew right away kung sino yan. So it's really, to me, it's incendiary. I mean, we must show the world that we can solve problems. And I'm glad that the PNP, through General De La Rosa, went there right away and had those people arrested. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So, hindi ako sumakampi rito, ha? Pero pag nakita ko ang pulis pumapatay na wala sa lugar, lalabanan ko yan. My father was assassinated with the cooperation of the former chief of police. So, I will just say that. I am not anybody's lucky here. But I am going to analyze it in such a way na makikita natin kung nag-i-spike. Because, kung napapatay ang mga yan, ang mga drug lords, right now, the drug lords are identified, they will want to create distance. They will want to eliminate all their pushers. Right? Do you agree with that theory?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if that is the case, we want you to do that, and perhaps you may be able to get leads on who are perpetrating the killing. Now, going on to another topic. The first one was encounters within the police. Now, the other thing is vigilante killings, which is also connected. All right? In vigilante killings can be classified including riding in tandem, correct? A vigilante is one who feels that justice has to be fought for because the courts are too slow. And that's another thing we're going to be looking out here in this committee. If the courts are slow, there will be people who will tend to justify it. I heard our witness here say, pinugutan ng ulo yung NPA, na ang anak ng NPA yung tatay niya, pero ba't pinapatay niya yung ordinary citizen, hindi niya pinapatay yung NPA? Di ba? So, ang sinasabi ko rito is, maaaring nangyayari ang mga bagay na ganyan because sa kababayan, mabagal ang husgado, kulang ang mga abogado ng fiscal, kulang ang laboratory, hindi niya may prosecute, so people are taking the law into their own hands. And we do not want that. We do not want a legacy or that people can take. You know why I disagree with killing? Because if they, assuming maubos, and I say hindi mauubos yan, you will have policemen who will think that they have the power, if the police are doing it, that they can kill anybody they want at any time. And when you're retired, you can be part of that. Because you're not a policeman all your life. So having said that, riding in tandem has been an affliction or a pestilence in our country for the last 20 or 30 years. In fact, in 2013, you had 3,000 people riding in tandem involved in killings riding in tandem. For example, I would like to show you this video. And I'm going to ask you a question about that. Lights out, please.
Habang nire-ready, pwede ko lang. This just came in, Mr. Chairman. This came from General Matiliano. Sabi niya, please be informed that in 2009, I was the director of PASG. Ano yung PASG? In Region 11. There was no security detail from PASG to former Speaker Nograles. Ano ba yung PASG? ASG? Aviation?
Anti-smuggling.
Anti-smuggling. So, there you are, Mr. Chairman. Wala raw naka-detail na security from his unit na PASG to former Speaker Nograles. So,
Can you execute an affidavit and submit it here?
I'll tell him, Mr. Chairman.
Kailangan under oath yan. Can you turn off the lights, please? Bagal naman ng mga kuha natin, pages. Ano ba yan? Turn off these lights. These lights too. I'm just showing you this because I want to make sure na hindi napapabayaan. All right? Can you turn off the lights in the middle, please? This is a case in Isabela. I'm sure you know about this. Santiago City, to be precise. Some more. There. Vehicle will be coming out with a driver who is the target with his wife and his daughter. Take a look at the impunity. And take a look. The man was able to get out, and right away, the people who have already escaped comes back. There. And chases after them for about 30 seconds. See how long it takes. They're taking their time. And there is the motorcycle. Seen by several vehicles. A truck will follow. Are you familiar with this case? General, you're involved with investigations. I'm not putting the blame on you, huh?
I'll check on this, sir, because I was then the RD of Bicol when this happened.
So you're familiar with this case?
I'll check our records, sir.
I will give
I'll be
you.
updated.
This is a local government employee that was, they tried to kill him, but miraculously he survived. So, how many of these cases find justice? I would like the police, therefore, to get all the riding in tandem killings once and for all, and I would even publish it for your sakes and our sakes, so that people will be umbraged at the fact, and you will all be on your toes to make sure that this must not be left unpunished. This has been going on for an exceedingly long time. And I heard him say here just a while ago, the witness said they would kill riding in a motorcycle. I have a solution for this problem, at least a partial solution, which is to have big plate numbers on motorcycles, which is being done all over the world. And I can show you that, but that is not the time for it. But there's also another case which I want to show you again, and which I'm sure is part of the season of death. Here you go. This is the one involved in Hinulgan, Negros Oriental, and the one in the Gupan. First one is a vigilante or whatever he is. He goes after a drug user or a pusher, we don't know. Miraculously, he escapes, but the son or daughter, practically 5 years old or 6 years old, is killed. I think you're familiar with that. It came out in the Inquirer. I'm sure Mr. Neri is familiar with this case. How fast can we load this? Bear with me. I didn't want to waste your time here. I just wanted to show you the severity of the problem. It's not so nice and easy to say it went down, but again, here you go. Diba? Go ahead.
Ipinagluluksa hanggang ngayon ni Ginang Rowena Loreca ng Gihulngan City, Negros Oriental, ang kanyang 4 na taong gulang na anak na babae.
4 na taong gulang.
Agosto, nang mapatay sa isang bypass operation ang asawang si Alric Barbon sa Larena Street, ilang metro lamang ang layo sa kanilang bahay, bandang alas 6:30 ng gabi. Ayon sa pulisya, kabilang sa top 5 most wanted drug personalities sa probinsya si Alric.
Hindi ko rin po alam kasi hindi ko rin po siya nakita na gumagamit ng ganyan.
Pero ang mas mahirap tanggapin para kay Rowena na damay sa ginawang operasyon ang 4 na taong gulang na anak na si Althea.
Galing na po sila ng Freedom Park. Binaril na daw siya ng isang pulis dito po sa Tagiliran. Sabi pa nga ng asawa ko na, "Sir, suko na daw siya kasi may bata." Inulit pa daw na binaril siya sa likod niya. Doon, hiniyakap na lang yan ang bata. Tapos doon napunta ang bala sa bata pagyakap niya.
Ayon sa pulisya, bumunot ng baril si Alric nang mahalatang pulis ang katransaksyon niya. Ayon sa salaysay ng mga operatiba na nagsagawa ng bypass operation, hindi nila nakita ang bata dahil madilim sa lugar. Kahit pa malapit sa poste ng ilaw ang pinangyarihan ng insidente.
Had they noticed that there was a child, they will not push through it.
Pero ayon kay Rowena, kahit anong paliwanag ay hindi niya kayang matanggap.
Sabi rin kasi niya, magiging pulis daw siya nung paglaki niya. Para po akong mamatay sa sakit po nung nalaman ko na baril na ang bata.
Ito rin ang hanggang ngayon ay pinagluluksan ng pamilya
Okay, hold
ng
it down.
5 taong.
I have several of these footages. Even if the man is a drug pusher or a drug lord, a child is the victim. What have we done about this case? And many cases like this. Is the Internal Affairs, I'm sure, came in right away, right? If we follow police procedure under the law.
Yes, sir. This falls under the situations on moto proprio investigation.
Motu proprio iniimbestiga, siyempre.
Yes, sir.
All right. You do have an Internal Affairs service there?
Yes, sir.
Because under the law, if you don't have an Internal Affairs there, the police director will do the investigation and submit it to national, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Again, sir, pardon me, sir.
If there is no Internal Affairs division in that particular area like Hinulgan and Negros Oriental, the police chief or police director or whatever he is will do the investigation, make the recommendation, and send it over to the Internal Affairs Division up in Manila or national. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To the higher disciplinary authority.
Now,
Sir.
let
Yes,
me
sir.
just follow through about this because I can have another sample here. When that kid was killed, automatically, motu proprio, as you say, on his own volition, right away, imbestiga.
Yes, sir. That is the
What
procedure.
stage of the investigation are we in?
I'm having it researched, sir, by my staff.
Excuse me?
I'm having it researched, sir, by my staff right
No,
now,
no,
sir.
no, 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 no. I mean, I was a mayor. I'm known as Action Agad as a mayor. We cleaned up our city when I was a mayor in 1980. Ahead of President Duterte when he was mayor in Davao. If the whole system of the police force is such that when something like that happens, you act quickly, it will not happen again. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm looking for is legislation now to say you don't have 7 days, kiddo. You need 2 days. Right away, bang, you have the policeman involved. He is supposed to write, there is supposed to be a report right away by that policeman, correct?
A spot report, sir, of the incident. Yes, that's right.
Do you call it a spot report or an OIR, offense incident report? his gun should be taken from him, right? For ballistics or whatever examination is to be done. Is that correct?
That's right, sir.
Is that been done here?
I will find out, sir.
See, so
I
you don't
don't
know.
have the record. I don't
What
know.
What is your section in the police department?
Yes, sir. I am the Assistant Acting Deputy Inspector General of the
So it's
Internal
just
Affairs
like,
Service.
yeah, so you're the Inspector General. I'm not blaming you. I'm just relating to think into a situation where a sense of urgency must be undertaken by the Inspector General's office. You should have all these cases reported to you immediately, and when a case like this happens, right away, you send somebody out there, they are serious, make the report, in 48 hours, you should be able to make a judgment. You are suspended pending investigation, and in about a week, we will file criminal charges against you, no more than 7 days. Is that reasonable?
In fact, sir, I have given instructions.
Yes or no, please?
Yes, sir.
It's reasonable.
Reasonable.
Now, that event happened about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we're still trying to find out whether something has happened. That is why we have a black mark. That is why it causes a lot of constraint, a lot of concern by the public. I'm a law enforcement guy, law and order guy. I'm a no-nonsense fellow. I pride myself about that. That is why somebody does it in my own department, I will go after him. Because he hurts the whole department. Sakit ng kalingkingan, sakit ng buong katawan. So, I would like to know, ano ang gagawin nyo kagad sa mga bagay na ganyan with the commitment na dapat mabilisan, especially during these times when you're under siege from criticism from all over the world. If you do not take action on this, they will make a sample out of this situation. So our negligence of the government in not undertaking right away the investigation and right away not coming out with a report that is to the satisfaction of everybody, that a case will be filed, it is going to transpire. And by the way, the PNP chief or the regional PNP chief can dismiss or suspend right away. Isn't that the case?
After due process, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, no, don't tell me about due process. There is a due process in the law. It is in the law. The general involved can suspend or expel right away. Summarily dismiss. Due promise pa rin yan.
Yes, sir. After due process, sir.
Yes. So, you see, that is what our people are saying. You're killing us without due process. Pinagbibintangan kayo, rightly or wrongly. And the best way to erase that is dapat, the Inspector General, you came in here, you should have expected we were going to ask these questions. Because we're not going to sleep on our jobs here. And therefore, dapat, lahat yan, when you come back, you should have something to report here now, ginagawa. President Duterte, I heard. I'm not close to President Duterte. We're both mayors, we know one another. We have talked, but I'm not close. I hold no brief. But, when something like this happens, I know, he has already said, gawin nyo ang tama. Narinig ko yan, sinabi niya. So, dapat gawin ang tama, bilisan natin ang resulta ng investigation kagad. And I think you will have less problems that way. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, tama ba yun 7 days, maximum, pati kaya lang case, or 2 days, in terms of the initial investigation report? In the meantime, suspended, kuha ang baril?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tama yun. So I'm already looking at the end game. Those are the things that we're going to include in the law, including the suggestion of Senator Poe that civilians be involved in the internal affairs service.
There are civilians in the internal affairs.
I know, but it's not happening. Who's chairing it? Otherwise, she would not be squawking like that. Rather, I use a tamer word. She would not be complaining about it. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is we do not throw the rule book out of the window. We don't use it for the defense of our policemen. We use it for the defense of everyone. So, I would like to make sure that you, on your own volition, on your own initiative as leaders, people we can trust, come back here, because we are researching every day here. And for these cases, we want to know, sa internal affairs section, how many cases have you filed so far? involving altercations, do you call it DUI ba? Death under investigation.
Death under investigation, sir, are not under the area of Internal Affairs Service, sir.
Iba yun.
Civilian, sir, ang involved. Walang police involved, sir, doon.
Okay, so parang vigilante yun, hindi police yun. No? O maaaring police rin na nagbibigilante, no? So, pero doon sa mga police cases natin, meron ba? Kayo yun, di ba, sa Inspector General?
Yes, sir. We have some data here, sir.
Ano bang SOP? Basta may napatay, di ba, pasok ang IAS?
Yes, sir.
Edi,
As a result of police operations, sir, yes.
si 1,800 times kayo pumasok.
So supposedly, sir, but then,
Ano supposedly?
sir, the process of IAS, you have to understand, is quite different than the process of the PNP in validating these reports. The spot reports of the Philippine National Police in the journal.
What I'm trying to say is, di ba, once ke police operation, ke hindi, basta na-involve yung PNP, pasok ang IAS, di ba?
Yes, sir. Theoretically, sir,
Even,
yes.
no, not theoretically. Even an illegal discharge of firearms.
Yes, sir.
Pasok ang IAS, di ba?
That's
Maski
right, sir.
walang namatay.
That's right, sir.
That's what I mean. Kung yan ang nasa rule, yun ang nasa PNP rules and regulations
Yes,
o
sir.
nasa batas, hindi yung supposedly, hindi yung theoretically.
Law enforcement.
Di ba? Dapat ganon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But then again, sir, when these reports come to us, we have to validate these reports. IAS, sir, itself validates these reports.
Yeah, but
And most of these reports, sir, do not contain sometimes the names of the police involved. Elements of so-and-so station were involved in this operation, which resulted to the death.
now, how long does it take you to verify with the unit concerned kung sino yung policeman involved? Don't tell me it will take 1 day.
Di naman, sir, siguro.
Siguro.
But then we direct our policemen, sir, to validate this
Nakakahawa ba yung
immediately.
sakit ni MatoBato? Parang nakakahawa. Let's not be tentative, General. I cannot see your name. I'm sorry.
I am Police Chief Superintendent Liuteri, sir.
Thank you. With all due respect,
Sigurado you're a lawyer na?
I am not, sir.
you're not?
You're not.
I am not.
See? Anyway,
And-
it doesn't. I don't have to be a lawyer
Di
because
ba section 40 ng 8551, dapat civilian yung IAS? Meron na ba
The
nasabit
Inspector
kay Presidente?
General of the IAS, sir, is a civilian.
Okay. May
The
nasabit
Deputy
na ba?
Inspector General of IAS is not a civilian, it's a
May
two-star
nasabit na ba
position.
kay Presidente ng mga recommendees para maging permanent na IAS?
Again, sir, I'm not privy to the processes of the PNP in that regard, sir.
That's all right. I mean, we're going to do something about that in the law anyway. Mandatory dapat yan eh. But so far as I'm concerned, this is beyond investigation. These are suggestions. These are things that would improve the police service, your acceptability with the people. Kailangan mabilis yung aksyon. Na may balik tayo kagad doon sa when you see wrong, you write it right away.
Sir, if only to answer your statement, sir, I have directed even, sir, I have even directed my Internal Affairs Service nationwide, sir, to be there with the SOCO when these kinds of incidents would happen. So,
Right. Di ba right away, SOCO will be on the scene?
yes, sir, I want my my Internal Affairs Service people to be there with them with the SOCO when these things do happen.
General Italia, or rather, Director General ba? Or
Chief Superintendent, sir.
Chief Superintendent? Ayaw ba na promote? Listen, I'm not the enemy.
I know, sir.
We are trying to help you out. So, it would be within the welfare of our country if they know that that is not going to be tolerated.
Yes, sir.
And it's not going to be tolerated, it's going to be swift.
Yes, sir.
And it will serve every policeman to know that he must be careful.
Yes, sir.
I have other things there, but I will not go and show it now. But suffice it to say, that Isabela case, wala pa nangyayari hanggang ngayon.
Yes, sir. I will make my research on that, sir.
Thank you. I have other things, but I promise it should be been over by 7 o'clock. But I just didn't want you to come here and we didn't ask you any questions, and I'm not doing it pro forma. This is part of my litany of questions. Yes,
Just a report which came to me, which came. Sir, Rias 18 is already conducting motu proprio investigation in that particular case, sir.
In Hinulgan.
It's under motu proprio investigation, sir, and then we will find out, sir, the results of the motu proprio investigation being done by RIAS 18.
Well, dapat naman, nakalagay sa batas yan eh. Dapat automatic, you're using big words with me. I took up Latin. All right, so motu proprio means that on your own,
Yes.
without being told, you can do it, right?
We understand.
So you're doing that, and it's in the law. So, kaya tinawag kayo law enforcement, and I'm not trying to lecture you. Law enforcement, if it is enforced, you will get the respect of the whole country.
Yes.
All right? Yes, Senator De Lima?
Mr. Chair, just a couple of points, although before that, for the record, just a clarification. Earlier, the good chair mentioned the witness for Pasay. Just a correction po. It's not Mary Rose Aquino, because Mary Rose Aquino is for Antipolo, the Antipolo case. And then for
Bato
Pasay,
went to Antipolo.
yes. And for Pasay, it's Hara Kazu. And then with respect also to casualties, because we saw earlier a 4-year-old, there's another one, a 5-year-old in Dagupan City, Danica May Garcia. August 23, she was killed August 23, 2016. Can I ask just 2 points? I'd like to take advantage of the presence of PNP officials. Not with respect to that case, it's a general, it's on the what's happening about the police operations. These police operations that you're having ever since the start of the intensified drive against illegal drugs, these are, of course, anti-drug police operations. And in so conducting these anti-drug operations wherein there are killings, the data that you mentioned, what units are involved? What specific units of the PNP are involved in the various anti-drug police operations that we're seeing now?
All the police regional officers, ma'am, and their subordinate units. And most of these are the anti-illegal drugs special operations task groups in the different municipality, city, province, and then region.
Those are the units that participate in
Yes,
the
Your Honor.
anti-drug. There are no other units. There are no special units that have been created ever since
None, ma'am.
the start of the all-out drive.
There was no unit created by the PNP when our chief PNP assumed command. The usual organization that we have, or units, are the ones operating. The field units, even the operational support units like CIDG, and most of these operations were conducted by the anti-illegal drugs special operations task groups. AIDSOT.
Most of these operations. Can you tell us with certainty whether all of these anti-drug police operations are actually conducted by those units? I'm constrained to ask this because there's this incident in Caloocan, and I was trying to ask whether that was the operations of the Caloocan police or whatever is the anti-drug unit in Caloocan. This is about the killing of a barangay chairman. I forgot already what date, but fairly recent. I think it was caught on CCTV. There is this barangay chairman killed. Now, this is supposed to be in the course of police operations. But when I asked certain police officials of officers of Caloocan, they were disowning that there was such anti-drug police operation which resulted in the killing of that barangay captain, barangay chairman. Would any one of you aware of that incident, of that killing?
I don't have the record here now, ma'am, but we can check on this and then give you feedback, because all of these incidents are actually submitted to us, the spot reports, the updates, and even the SOCO reports.
And the report I got is that there have been a total so far of 4 barangay chairmen killed supposedly as part of the police operations. So I really want to understand that.
Senator
All-
De Lima,
Yes,
may I
po.
interject?
Yes, po.
Is it a fair assumption na basta't anti-drug operation at the very least coordinated sa ISOP? At the very least coordinated sa ISOP in the area where the operation was conducted or is to be conducted? So that's a fair assumption.
Yes, sir.
So
And
it's a
even
fact
with
na
PDEA,
lahat hindi makapag-operate yung ordinary police unit nang hindi magko-coordinate sa ISOP.
Yes, sir, because
So madaling matrace, kung merong yung nire-refer ni Senator De Lima, madali natin matrace kasi tawagan lang natin yung EDSOF kung sino yung nag-coordinate na unit, di ba?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Operational guidelines. There is a set of operational guidelines applicable to the PNP in general, and there is also a separate set of operational guidelines applicable to these anti-drug operations units. Can you confirm that po?
We have the police operational procedures, ma'am.
Yes, but I was
Ma'am.
asking about, is there a separate set of operational guidelines for the conduct of anti-drug police operations? But I just wanted to know because I know that as part of the operational guidelines, all of the PNP units, whether it's a general PNP operations or an anti-drug police operations, the teams involved are supposed to wear uniforms.
Yes, ma'am, we have a separate procedure for that. On
That is
operations
in
against-
your operational guideline.
Yes, ma'am.
That is clear, that in every operation or police operation, whether it is anti-drugs or not, the participating teams are supposed to be in uniforms. Is that an absolute rule? Is that a general rule? And if it's a general rule, does it mean there is or there are exceptions?
There are actually exceptions, ma'am, especially if these are intelligence operations. Like by bus, you can be in uniform and then buying.
By bust operations dahil nga para hindi halata na mga law enforcers. So there are a few exceptions. But going back to this anti-drug operations that we're having, that we're seeing, kaya ko po tinatanong yan kasi may natatanggap po ako mga informasyon at report na in certain instances na pumapasok sa isang lugar, pumapasok sa bahay ng subject of the operation, suspected drug pusher, ay actually hindi mga naka-uniform yung iba. And in fact, they are with masks. Is that allowed?
Generally, ma'am, operations are conducted with personnel in uniform, with, of course, exceptions like what I have said, by bust operations or intelligence operations, casing operations, surveillance. These are the exceptions that we have
Yes.
listed in
So I was asking about yung talagang pinaka-operations nyo ngayon, yung mga nangyayari po ngayon. I know na siguro naman marami dyan o karamihan dyan talagang mga naka-uniform. But meron lang ho talaga ako mga nare-receive na reports na ang talagang pumupunta, mga fully armed, mga 8 to 10 people, merong mask, hindi naka-uniforme. And these are supposed to be police operations, di ho ba?
Bawal po yan.
Senator Lima, kung naka-civilian, okay lang, na pwede may nakaalalay na uniform, maaaring nasa perimeter. Pero pagka naka-mask, unusual niya yon.
Yes, sir.
No,
Baka hold up na yun.
operations.
Hindi nangyayari sa legitimate police operation. Walang
Yes,
kayo
sir.
pinapayagan
Bawal
naka-mask.
po yun.
Bawal. Right.
Kaya nga po, that's why I want to understand because ganun po yung report ko. Meron po akong ganung report na nung pumasok, naghahanap ng suspected drug pusher pero walang naabutan, but there is this group na mga naka-mask, naka-civilian clothes. Nakaka-receive ba ko kayo ng mga ganung report?
These are, ma'am, the instances where we investigate. Because these are violations of our POP, or Police Operational Procedures.
So are there actual cases na iniimbestigahan nyo ngayon under those circumstances? Yung mga ganon, tingnan nyo ho yun kasi talaga hong may reports
Opo.
about that. Kaya I had to ask kung sino talaga yung mga nagiging involved sa mga ganyang operations. So for now, Mr. Chair, that's all for the PNP group. Thank you.
Alright, hindi na, baka magpapakain pa kami dito, wala kaming pera, kaya pasensya na kayo, no? Anyway, we will suspend. Yes, General.
I'll take this opportunity, sir, because last Congress, I was a member of that TWG where we discussed about justice system in the PNP. Kasi po kanina, sinabi po ninyo na dapat yung mga kasong ganito, dapat aksyonan natin with dispatch. A suggestion that we had, which we proposed to the last Senate was, ano kaya, sir, kung gumawa tayo ng kagaya ng military justice system, na yung mga opisyal ng, o kaya mga unit commanders ng PNP, ay magkaroon ng powers like Article of War 105 in the military, or, kasi ma'am, halimbawa, kagaya niya, may nire-report na police na gumawa ng offense, but wala kaming personal knowledge, kakasuhan muna namin yan. While in the military, kapag nireport sa amin and then we're convinced na yung police na yun ay ginawang masama, then we can order that they can be incarcerated while being investigated.
Mr. Chairman, I'm now the chairman of the Committee on Public Order and Legal Direction. If you still have the files, or we can find out from our files, then I will refile that bill and do something about it. That's a very good suggestion, actually. Parang police justice system, right? Sige, okay.
I join him on that. In fact, I authored the plebs even as a civilian, not as a congressman. I went to Congress and said,
Ano pala nangyari na doon?
Yun
Ano
nga,
pala
yun
nangyari sa pleb? Wala na naririnig sa pleb.
they diluted it. I was going to ask the Secretary Uy about that, because plebs, I would ask you to take a look at it, because the rules and regulations they made defined it. It's a very summary system where the community can eject a policeman right away. Pending appeal, he is suspended by the community, by the community.
That's a parallel disciplinary mechanism.
Yes, it's just like it's a very speedy way of doing things. I hope that in the next hearing, I would like to be able to discuss that. And you have anything to say? You're pretty new, but I hear your credentials are very sterling. So I would like to.
I told him.
Yeah. You know, Senator Lacson doesn't miss a beat. You know, and I quite agree, because I was asking all about you, Karina. But I hope that you take a look at that, because that's one way. Pending the bill, and I will support that bill. Senator Lacson did not did not put me in his committee, peace and order, but it's all right. See, I don't forget. So anyway, we'll continue that. Can you look at plebs, Undersecretary Kuy?
Will go, sir. I will do that.
Yes, because take a look at that and compare that with the rules and regulations that you created. Nabago yung concept. That is not the concept. And we have somebody who was president of the plebs about 10 years ago texted me the other night. He said, it's time to really strengthen plebs again, restore plebs. And that's what I'd like to do. I need your help on that. It will all be good for the welfare of this country as well. Kasi ang hinahabol natin dyan, instantaneous justice, kumare, without violating due process, of course. And that's the same thing I've been harping on. And finally, I guess I can ask the other questions later. I've really taxed your patience long enough. I'd like to thank all of you. I'd like to thank the gentleman who acted as lawyer for Mr. MatoBato, Attorney Jose Marcos Babia, who is one of our lawyers here in the Senate. I'd like to offer my thanks to John Neri for being so patient. I'm sure he didn't say, but he was interested in finding out what else can be here, that else can be reported to the public. Mr. Quinto, sir, I'm sorry I was not able to reach you, but we just have to finish with this witness, Pidea, no? And also City Representative Literio, Marquez, and Police Superintendent Albayalde and CRPO. There's some questions I had in CRPO na talagang ito ang pinakamaraming drugs, di ba? Ito ang pinakamarami. So,
Pinakamarami ring kills.
Pinakamarami ring kills, highest pointer. So, the next hearing, could you provide us all these statistics para we can have a very good measuring, so we can measure it. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Senators. Thank you, NBI Director Lavin and Tovera, and to all the officers there, to all the, they also serve, who stand and wait. Yeah, and Kusek and Yusek Uy. Thank you very much. God bless. The session is suspended. The next hearing will be Senator De Lima on September 28 at 9 to 11 a.m. and October 5, Wednesday, 9 to 11 a.m. Here in the session hall, and we are going to have a caucus on Monday afternoon here in the plenary. Session is suspended until the aforesaid dates. Thank you all very much, and God bless you all.